try to be done with all this. And also, I haven't not be done. I will continue, but but with this exactly, with the psychic, whatever. I also want to talk about. I'm reading a book now, "Grow a New Body" by Alberto Villoldo, and this really is something. I think that he talks about Boulardi or Boulardi, however you. It's a word before there, I think, also S. Anyways, I don't even understand a few things there, so, and also it is in English, but I do get that. I mean, a lot of information there. I knew a lot before because I almost died from Candida. It spread everywhere, and I had allergic reactions to everything, and it was horrible for many years. I was sick. So it's amazing. I mean, then I learned how little you can eat, actually, because I could only eat like a few spoonfuls, like a couple of spoons of potatoes or cooked potatoes or broccoli that was cooked very well. Otherwise, the pain in my stomach was horrible. And I lost I don't remember now, at least a couple of kilos each week, maybe I think 2.5 maybe every week. And it was scary. Although I had some to lose, it was still very scary to just lose it without intent. And the worst thing was that if you eat that small amount several times a day, though, the stool, the shit gets really, really hard. So I had such pains I couldn't, poop. It was horrible. So, yeah. Anyways, you think when you almost died from that, and I was so surprised that I survived. Others were also surprised, and that I don't have any medications and so on. But then the addiction, as it is with every addiction, this is really toxin sugar. People really, and I myself buy into that, although I know. Sometimes I just shake it off as if it's not, Although I know from experience and from science, because I have read and also experimented a lot myself, but also try to balance it like every addict do. Take those good bacteria and balance it out, eat a bunch of sugars, and then try to, So I've not been as sick in that sense since, although my weight is higher. I should talk slowly, softly maybe, but anyways. So, I'm just so in love. Talking about, I'm an expert at being in love at a distance also. Oh, am I not? I'm going in this cloudy pink fog of, I don't know. Yeah, I am like that. But I like it, so I'll let it be then. I try not to get into the whole why not depression if things don't work out the way I wish them to. I mean, that's the downside of it. I try to keep it at a good place where I appreciate that I can feel this, and yeah. But it's difficult that too. Now I digress from. I should talk about one topic at a time, right? But I have that person in my mind all the time, and it's difficult when you have someone in your mind so much, or in your heart, and that's always the case, of course. If you fall, at least for me, I don't know how other people fall in love, if they ever even do. I don't know how they do, because I fall like crazy, and I do have the tendency to see a lot of potential also, even, I mean, in the past, even where there was maybe not developed those qualities that I wanted to see, but they were also there. I mean, it was not like I saw that I didn't see what was true. I see the real qualities, yes, but I hone in, I focus in on them, so I maybe get blind to other things that may not be as awesome. And we all have all kinds of sides, of course. But now this one, and I know I a little bit fool myself probably because there are so many people in the world and everything, but I think he's so. I mean, we are all unique, but I mean the qualities he have, not only like in his person, it's so much with him. It's so much with him that I'm just blown away by. His kind of humor. You have a little bit of an awkward, not awkward humor, no, but a kind of a humor that is, I don't know, sort of low-key humor. I don't know how to express it in a special way that really make me, even afterwards, burst with laugh at things he have expressed, although it's just small things. Just like, and I guess I miss sort of when he tried to be, I mean, not try to be smart, but he's smarter than me, I think. Quite. And I think it just flows above my head sometimes. Things he tried to make me pick up. I don't think. If it's even that, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I feel like he's intelligent. He to me he's the most good-looking ever guy. I know if you would. If you would put people up in the line, I mean, all kinds of people in the world, probably there would be others who could compete. I don't know. I don't care about that. Why would you even care about that? Comparing, what is that? But to me, what I wanted to express is that his eyes are the most beautiful eyes. I know I always do this. I always feel like this. But now I don't care about those before. They're not like interesting. Now this one is everything they were then. Maybe no one was this. No one was like this. And I haven't fallen for someone that quickly either before. I have felt that I knew people right away when I met someone. But I didn't feel like, maybe I felt a little bit. I felt at home with him in a special way. I don't know why. But I'm kind of giddy, like, I don't know, something. I don't think you feel the same though. Gosh. Yeah. But yeah, his whole like stature, is that a word even? I mean, his whole body, the way he stands, the way he holds his head, even everything with him, like the hair, everything with him is like. I know you are like this when you're a teenager, and that is the feeling I had. Like, I felt like I felt as I didn't know you could feel like this again. I actually did not know. So beautiful. I mean, and it's, I mean, his way of being very, very, very open, as well as not kind of at the same time. I don't know. It's something in that too that really intrigues me or make me happy, sort of. I guess it's no threat then. If he was all like I am, I would like run probably. Even if I think he's awesome, I would be really scared and wonder what his intent were or whatever. Yeah, but yeah, he's like everything with him. He's very smart. And he sees things that others don't. And he does not adjust, I think, much. I mean, yeah, he probably do. Everyone does, but I make him up like a fiction here, I know. But yeah. He's like, that's also the thing with him. He's like this very, very, I have never even, in my past. Well, who is normal even? But those I have been, they have been special also in their ways, of course. But I guess there have been sort of a lack of normalcy in a way, because there have been so much addictions as well going on and so. But Yeah, so it have been like a lack of that, and I have never actually seeked that. But this person also have that in a way. He have sort of a. He make me feel safe. I think that's what it is, and I have. I don't know where I could feel that otherwise. Actually, probably, but I don't know. I'm quite a suspicious person, and the ones that I mean, yeah, I would like, yeah, I don't know, how can I say? It's a certain kind of honesty in this person that I fell for. I think that's the thing that I fell for, is honesty. It's like his way. I mean, it's his. I hear myself had thought this maybe before with someone who maybe was not. I don't know, but I mean, towards himself, kind of. It's not that I think he would never lie. He already did, like it's a tiny bit, but I don't mind. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's understandable to some degree. Some things, though. Yeah. But I mean, it's more about the whole being a solid person kind of thing, and he very much is. And it's something there that I am totally blown away. It's not something; it's all the things combined that have me totally floored, actually. And I need to just be the best me I can, and if that's not what he want to be around, then what can I do? Nothing. I have to like love him from afar then, and hope everything is well with him, though. I have such a hard time holding back. That's really difficult to me. And I know that for a fact. There are those who say they don't like it, and probably that maybe is true, I don't know. But most guys actually like to not here I say like I say hunt, but I mean like chase. And I don't like that myself, being chased. I dislike it horribly. But then again, I am like a cougar myself. I like it. I don't know if I like it. I cannot prevent it very well. I try to hold myself back, but I suck at holding myself back. And I also very much suck at not saying things up front, whatever I feel. And I mean, that could be really, really not the nicest things. It's like, if you don't want it, maybe, if it would be a case like that, then that's not like positive. So I should hold myself back. I should learn. I need to practice. I mean, it shows anyways. My eyes are shining now when I talk about him, so he couldn't like not see it, I'm sure. So why would I need to express it? Like, and maybe that makes things like awkward, or it maybe would make things as if it was needed that he had that kind of response, or felt that, whatever. I don't know. There are so many ideas also about what things would mean, or yeah, everything. So I don't know. But I live in this pink cloud right now, and I enjoy it by myself anyways, although in my fantasy I would love to enjoy it with him rather. Yeah, we will see. It's beautiful though. It's beautiful that it's possible to feel like this, that I never thought I could again. Like, you know, childishly, I don't know, it's positivity in it that can't go away very easily, because you feel so happy in the feeling. So I'm grateful for that, whatever happens. Okay. Surprising. Very surprising. And awesome. Yeah, and also I think, I mean, everyone is suspicious. I mean, yeah. I think this one, I mean, I don't know. How can I know? Yeah, I could maybe tune in, maybe, but I don't. But I mean, I really don't care about material things. I would care if it would be like, I mean, it'd have to do a little bit with safety as well, or the feeling of safety. If it was like, I mean, it could make your life extremely difficult in some cases if, you know, I don't know what certain situations otherwise, but I mean, and you can value things like that, for example, but I don't really care. I mean, I could never, even if I would try to be like in that sense smart, like some girls I know are or try to be, but it's just not my motivation. I couldn't like feel like that wouldn't matter either way. I mean, if someone have a lot or not, or it's the person I fall for, so it doesn't matter, you know. And that may not be the smartest attitude, because that's the attitude I've had so far. and yeah, but I'm a happy person, so I must have done something right? So, yeah. I don't know. Well, I should go on with this now so I come somewhere. But I wanted to talk about this also, about demons. And as I heard, because I've talked about that several times in other videos, I heard about that in ancient Egypt, that demons, they weren't called demons. That's like a word. I think maybe mainly it come from the Christian ways, which then means something evil or mean spirit kind of thing. And it doesn't mean that in those who are like mediators between gods and humans, like myself. Might you know, I'm just kidding. I thought about that. What would then a medium be? But you know, they're like, in Egypt they call them like greater gods, those who are like the creator gods or goddesses, and those who have shrines or temples built to them and all that, those who are in those myths and stories of the creation and so on, those are like defined as deities, as gods. So and then there are minor gods or goddesses or such, and I think that goes for all cultures actually. That's the case. It's not always easy to define or discern between that. For example, the Wiccan coven I was in, there are certain gods, and then there are those mythical figures that goes around when it comes to Arthur and all that. That were also there are also stories behind those that are older stories and so on, of course, but also it really doesn't matter all the time. Actually, you connect with what you connect with then, but no, never mind. Back to the whole. It gave me some insights about that. Anyways, when I heard there was some lecture at Harvard or something that I listened to, someone speaking, so it was like, as I take it, science. It doesn't have to be, maybe if it's there, but I think so. She sounded clear. This woman, who's we're like a scholar, or what you say, or scientist in these fields, Egyptology or what it's called. And this lecture was mainly about demons and how she called them that because but they are not like, they are more, I mean, let's say also the gods or goddesses in all cultures are often very protective of humans. They have their quirks and different sides of personalities, let's say, in many stories, or myths, but they are kind of there for us, let's say, while these minor gods or goddesses or demons, they are they can be protective, but they don't have to be. They don't care much. Like, it depends a little bit. And I kind of enjoy that fact also. They are more free spirits in that sense. They are not, they didn't, like, we are not their children. They didn't create us. They don't take care of us like such. But they can in certain, if you meet them in the proper way and communicate with them in the proper way, they are, and the only ones depicted in ancient Egypt is the protective ones, the positive ones. The other ones that are, they are mentioned but never depicted. I mean, those who wouldn't, I mean, there are those like spells of sorts or so where you, how to do to protect yourself against certain whatever who wouldn't mean well, but there were no black magic there. Nothing that would call black magic. Everything was magic, or magic was involved in everything. Very interesting. I don't understand why I have not checked into this before, actually, because it's always been side by side with everything I do, kind of. Anyways, and I think also I've thought about it that way. It's just the word demons that sounds like idiotic to me. It's sort of, it's like just to make a thriller or scary film or something. It's just, but it could be not so comfortable, I think, in some cases, communicating with certain spirits on certain levels that weren't all that well-meaning or caring much. And so I think you should take a bit care. And first of all, or most of all, it have to do also where you are in your intentions and so on. You will communicate with the frequency you are on. So I don't think, if your intent is, let's say, pure, if your heart is well-meaning and all that, then they wouldn't filter it through, kind of. They will do something else. So, and also they weren't like something to fear, because they were always this, also this whole, they talk about the devourer, when Ma'at, when she would then weigh the feather, the soul against the feather, and see if you would then live for eternity, or if this so-called monster, but they didn't see it as monsters at the time, but would that you will vanish, I guess, anyway. But that never happened, because they had these death rolls that were where described exactly how to go about it, so that would never happen. So it was like everyone was saved, is what they say in these lectures anyways, when they talk about it. So that's also a misconception in a way, that was like sometimes happened, that souls were thrown into trash, kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, I don't know, but it was also very interesting when they said that, for example, demons were called those things that those in the spirit realm, or the invisible, that weren't, those that weren't gods, honestly. And I have this up now: no gods, no masters. And when it comes to those hierarchic ways of seeing it, it depends on what you call gods, even. To me, but it's also awesome. I agree with that fully. But I communicate. I don't think that I wouldn't, I can be in awe and reverence for nature, beauty, love also, and everything. Even this little bird that sits here now, this little, this yellow and black, those tiny ones, Yeah, anyways, life itself. I'm really fascinated by a lot, and I also want to honor it, and I also think it's alive. Like that's my experience, that Mother Earth is not like a thing. It's a consciousness as well as a physical. It's a being. And she cares for us. And what do I want to say with that? I mean, to me, that just means that it doesn't mean that I'm a part of her, you know. So it doesn't mean that, I mean, she's within me also. And I don't, in these authoritarian ways that those religions and so on goes on, or how you want anyone else to have, I mean, to not only force things, but also scare people with concepts of things that they would have to or not. You know, you can always use certain concepts to enslave other people, whether they are lies or if you think they are true. But to me, that's like basic, that the freedom is basic, and that it's just a perspective, my experience and my perspectives. And of course, if someone seeks some guidance from me, I have to share what I perceive. That's like what they ask for. Otherwise, they could go somewhere else, or they can ask themselves. We all have it, so, and I try to encourage that and guide that. I mean, but also sometimes we need someone else to just see things. I mean, see in a broader perspective than we may see at the moment, or so on, and it can be helpful, or even give us hope, or whatever we may need. Yeah, I don't know where to go with this, but anyways, I was like taken back a bit in a positive way, if you can be, about this whole, that love is demon. I really understand this. It really takes over me, at least it does, and I love that. What can I say? How can you not love the love demon, really? But it can rule you and make you not so smart and all kinds of things. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so glad that those, I mean, it's also certain music that I listened to when I was very much younger and everything. I think that was always my perspective, but I didn't know the positive. I know the rebellion in the anarchy, and I knew the freedom, or the like the, not the freedom. I didn't believe it was. I mean, I didn't believe it was possible that everything could be just like free. How would that be like? And so I have never like understood that, and therefore I wouldn't buy that concept. Or although I've always appreciated it and had it close to my heart in a way, it was still this whole utopia thing. So, and also just protesting against everything, So I thought this is not my forte. This is not my thing, but it is my thing. Yeah, it is my thing. Because, yeah, and it's not only my thing because of that I understand a little bit more about it now, tiny bit more about it now. Maybe if I understand more, I may not even agree with it. I don't know. But who defines that then? But, the way I define it anyway. And I don't know about you, but I came here this way. I mean, whether or not this was as a formulated concept, this have always been my attitude. And it have always provoked everyone, my teachers, especially maybe my father, but everyone around that thought they had some upper hand, in a sense, this whole even society, and even, I have always been like allergic to authorities, and reacted very strongly at someone trying to position me in a way. And I don't want to be an authority either towards others, but I kind of want to share the things that I've discovered, or the abilities that I have, if they can help someone, or things like that. But for sure, and I mean, that have really disturbed others very much, that I have if someone, even with their body language, tried to like she was at the time, Ragnhild was her name, actually. I mean, she maybe meant this in a kind way. I don't think so, though. We were like having lunch at the school where I went to, and she was the headmaster, what is called there. It's actually called that. Anyways, she never really talked to me much or so, but she came and said my name or something, and she had put her whole, arm around my shoulders, like above my other shoulder, And I did the same to her then, because I thought, what is this girl? And I was like 20 then or something. And she thought, that was okay. And no one did that with me. I would not accept that. Those small things just, and that have been my ways. I mean, I was not different when I was even stronger. When I came here, I had this, I just knew when I was very little, and I never, like, those things when you should smile back, or I have become like, is it socialized, or I don't know, but I have even lost myself to some degree several times, and like not giving up, but I mean, I don't know, adjusted away from my full truth, let's say, because also, not consciously, but I've probably wanted others' acceptance more than being fully true to myself or something. But it have still been, I mean, I was very, very solid when I came here. I was ready. I mean, I was full. Every kid maybe is, actually, if you don't mess with them too much, so that they lose touch with who they are. So, but to me, it was very clear, and it was not very easy. I mean, I was easygoing in the sense of I didn't like. I had such an imagination, and I loved to just play by myself. I had always fun, like I still do. I mean, I was not a one who demanded a lot. I could just enjoy myself, but and also I think I was quite easygoing. I mean, I was like a happy kid, like such, and everything. But I didn't take authority even then, even when I was quite small. So that led to a lot of clashes, where I was extremely, extremely stubborn, like in a crazy way stubborn. I wouldn't take it if someone would try to put me down. Although there were situations where it was so confusing. It was very, like, confusing. And those situations were different. But I did protest from the beginning to being treated in a bad way. Or, like, and so it's just maybe part of who we all are, actually, at the core, if we aren't messed with, so we lose it, so maybe this one then is a minor god to me. I get influenced by him also a whole lot now, I know, but it's because I it's not because I'm just in love, it's because I'm I'm very appreciative of the things I understand he appreciates. I see the things, some of the things that he see or hear or whatever it is. Yeah. Oh, now something happens here on the computer. Maybe I had a spooky voice here for a while. Who knows? Yeah. So. Yeah, and that's a difficult actually thing when you are as in love as I become. But still, even then, because I have been very in love before in my life, and also but it have been mixed with other things also, like codependency or whatever. But I have not. I mean, I may have backed away a bit to just not create conflict, but I haven't still, given up on myself or my voice or whatever. It's just not my ways. And as I've said before, since it have gone so far as now, and also, then why should I? Although here I don't have to sit and talk here. It doesn't matter. I have to give this up someday, I think, because I think it messes up more than it helps anyone. But I enjoy it also, that's the thing. And also it's so easy for me to just talk and talk forever, you hear, without break. And to like be compassionate with the other people around, it's better that I talk here than bombarding them, the poor ones, And also, I kind of enjoy, I relax as I do. So, anyways, we will see how long I will continue with this. Now I don't upload them. Okay, I will say what date it is. It is what is it now? I think it's the 3rd. Yeah, it would be the 3rd. It's Sunday, 3rd of November. Did I say October for the previous ones? I'm not even at the right month then. It's November, yeah. And it's snow out, yeah. Sunshine, beautiful. I should go out in nature and not sit here, And I want to read. I also want to go into Kundalini Yoga and learn more about that, because that have been so helpful for me in many ways. And also this, I would want to almost read all this book, Grow a New Body, or parts of it anyways, because this is so important and so interesting. And I think, some of the things I want to read to get them read, because of I myself want to read them. And I read them even when I read them silently with myself, but I get it better if I read it out loud. I like to do that. So, therefore I would love to do that here also. We will see. And it's information that really needs so terribly much be spread. We really kill ourselves with food. So-called food and all that. Oh, and there is so many voices and commercials and everything about other stuff that really harm us. So I think to be that little voice would be nice to help spread it, and especially by living it, by being it. So I really going all in for this now. I have done it before and I know I can cope doing it. I said this before. Yeah, but I'm motivated now. And I have to not only be motivated by this in love infatuation thing, also because, and that's also the thing. I'm different than those that I hear others. When I hear they talk about being in love, I fall in love like, I guess this is crazy. I fall in love like as if they are gods, I think. Yeah. Don't everyone do that? How do you otherwise fall in love? I don't understand the whole falling in love minor. I don't know how you do it. Because, I don't know. But anyways, it's not that they are above me. It's just that I see their divinity. I see their beauty. The holiness of them. It's like, that is how I love. I cannot it's in a personality sense as well, but it's also like, I guess this whole what they call the God spark or whatever. It's like I see the divinity in them, in him, and so it's like an eternal thing. that I feel. I feel a connection to the whole universe now. I go on. Anyways, never mind that. But it's like that. It's not like it's unconditional in a way. Yeah, it's nothing that I feel. The love in my heart is like so wide open. So, and that's why I also get into certain troubles if the other person then have no sense of responsibility and to take care of themselves or things well. But anyways, I still that's the way I can love, so I don't know any other way. But it's like there is no like demands in my love. There is no, I can be a pain in the butt because I'm too eager and I'm very on, and I try not to be, because I think anyone would like run, flee from someone who is like that. So I really try not to. But I over and over do it, and sometimes I've done it as a strategy, I think, subconsciously, because I'm also very afraid of having someone very close. So, but I'm more long for it now than I am afraid, though. And also, I don't really want to. I think that is another thing that really, really makes me fall for this one, because I know for sure there is no way. I think I can only fall for someone I could not bend, if you say. I love that. Yeah, I couldn't like fully respect or yeah, I couldn't. I mean, it's one thing that I would love someone to care for me as well, and you know, all those things. But I want them to be free. I want this person to be exactly who he is, you know, and do whatever he wished to do, and embrace that, because we are, as I said, also I go into that all the time. I think I'm ruined a bit because of deaths that happened when I was quite young. Also, as I've mentioned before, was a guy that passed away in a car crash, and I think that made me realize how fragile life is in a different way. So when I love someone, and I try to remind myself of that when it comes to those closer in the family and so on. I mean, you forget it all the time as well, because and that's good, I guess, that you don't go around thinking like that. But I mean, appreciations of people around, and that even this moment that's unique, it will never come back. They will never even be the same persons again. We will never be the same. So it's like you can just embrace and love it. It's magical. It's a miracle. It's awesome. And so that's I can go into the ego stuff and become all, I mean, in ways that I wouldn't want to be, of course, I think. But mainly that's the way I love. It's like there is no boundaries to that love. It's like not, I don't want to mold the other person. I don't want to get a lot of things, or I mean, whatever. It's not that I think, I mean, I would love to share certain things, like intimate things, for example. I would like that. But it's not that, it's not about other things. It's just the connection and appreciation and love. Like, that's what it is. And it can only be so full if it's not something I wanted to change. If it's someone, if I want that person to be a different person, then it like yeah, it doesn't work well. First of all, but also it's like limiting the love. Why would you do that? So I think that's the challenge. It challenges me, and I like challenges in a way, those kinds of ways. It challenges my ego to not, I mean, to be in love in that sense, in that way. And I hope I get the opportunity to be. And, you know, aside from at a distance then. But Because if something gets too uncomfortable for yourself, if it's in the situations as it has been, although I stayed for quite way longer than I should have ever stayed in impossible situations with all my relationships actually that I left, it was impossible to stay. It was no way that was, I mean, how could I? I couldn't. So, but I think if it just feels wrong, if things don't, I mean, if it becomes just more or less a struggle, or things are lacking in like a basic sense or whatever, then the other person is not the one you need to change. You just need to go somewhere else, do something else. Or maybe you don't even have to, like, I mean, people can't fulfill you. One person cannot fulfill your needs or your wants even, or something. You don't just have to appreciate that, what you can share, and then fulfill yourself or your life in other ways aside from that. But then you still have to, I mean, you still have to feel good in that. Otherwise, there is no reason to stay. And there is really no reason to stay and to try to change someone. Because of, not only because it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, but also it is limiting the love. It's like, I don't know. I think it's a treasure, really. And the ability to just love someone as they are, and wanting to know them more. I mean, wanting to be closer to who they are. And yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. But it is really a challenge, and I would have to remind myself. But I think also actually age have some importance, because I'm like not very young. I always say that. I still don't like to say the numbers. And I realize that, okay, however, even if my life gets very long, still it's a different perspective now. Although I always had this sense that you could always lose someone quickly or whatever, but now I see also the whole life itself is really, really a quick flash. It's over very quickly. It's just this is such a brief and miraculous, wonderful moment. We are here. So the only thing you can do is just love, you know. And no matter what the circumstances or the limitations of other people or whatever you think they should or would, or, I mean, that's just beyond the point. There is no time for it, honestly. And also, it helps to have this little bit anarchistic attitude and remind myself of that, and the freedom I myself want from others. I've also been in a relationship, or in a marriage actually, where I had the freedom I wanted. And I don't mean like in not being faithful in the sense of having others or so on. I just mean I was allowed to be and choose freely. I mean, there was no social demands at all around he was an anarchist, which I didn't know at the time. He is still, in a way, although not maybe actively focused on it. And this was like many, many, many years ago, and we are still good friends. And I just recently discovered he is. He was going on the streets like with those flags and really engaged in this. I never knew. It's so fascinating to me. And then I understand better how he have been able to allow me to be so freely, never like judging, never trying to restrain me. And that was an experience, such a beautiful experience. So I could never I could never limit myself to something else. I expect that, and I wouldn't allow for anything else. And I have also to give that then, which is a little bit more difficult than maybe because you have an ego. So, and you want what you want in your ways and so on. We all are like that. So it's really impressive that even someone matches up well with anyone. So I think you have to, I mean, I want so much to be close. So I don't just want my way or the highway kind of thing, but it have to be from within me, whatever the choices are. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, I will go into that now. I will stop rambling about that. What's in your heart comes out your mouth, is it like that? But also about this whole, I don't know, harassment, threatenings, stuff. I'm thankful. Thanks for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. I'm really grateful for it, because also it gives me an insight, not only into what could how people can behave or whatever, but it gives me an insight into how other people can have it. I mean, I wouldn't have believed anyone if they came to me telling some story similar to mine, or if they would express fears related to certain things. I would think that they were over-exaggerating, being like paranoid, although you can get paranoid by being exposed to a lot of harassment as well. But so it doesn't have to exclude each other or one another. But also, this whole you won't hear when we are coming. I'm sorry that I laugh. I don't mean to be I don't know. To me, honestly, I'm sorry, because I don't want to upset others. But still, to me, honestly, it's like, is it called like king baby or what? I don't mean that people can, I mean, we all can hurt someone easily if we want to, or so on, or hurt others to hurt someone, or we can do a lot of things that would make others' lives difficult. Yeah. But still, to me, I can't think in other ways, and it's really childish. Or there are also those who think they do something good, depending on rumors that are false, that are lies. And even then, I think you should not. You should be better informed then, and then attacking people or harassing people when you have no clue. So sometimes I get really mad. As I said, I won't upset myself again about that. But then I think about this whole, you won't hear. First of all, I'm a psychic. Yes, I will know. First of all. And then I will know what I need to know. I'm not saying I will know everything that happens all the time. But yes, I will know. I mean, I've known so far. They have shown me what I needed to know. The spirits. So, and I'm fine with that. And also I'm fine with whatever would happen to me. And also it's even more odd that would be, since it haven't been extremely silent so far, like at least a decade, not so silent. I don't know. And that's one of the things that makes me think, what is this really? Because if I really for sure wanted to harm someone badly, I wouldn't go around saying it for bunches of years. I don't mean to trigger anyone now to act. I'm not saying that, and I hope you don't take it that way, anyone who would maybe listen. But I mean, why would you do that? So the purpose must be, the main purpose must be to make me scared and to make me mess me up, like try to make me crazy, I think, with various means. Make me think I'm crazy. And you have ruined that chance. It won't happen. So, yeah, I just think that's an odd saying that it would come and like. Also, I'm ready all the time. You have made me ready. You have prepared me. So, whatever comes my way, I will be ready. Yes. I maybe won't. I don't know if I will appreciate everything comes my way. I'll try to be loving though. I don't know. I think you should just go bother someone. No, don't bother anyone, honestly. But at least someone who would deserve it in some way, maybe. I mean, no, don't do that. But I don't know. Yeah. Am I getting too cocky here? Yeah, I'm an anarchist. No, I don't try to be cocky. I just I don't know what to say about that. No, I have nothing more to say about that, so I shouldn't continue saying something about it. But I am grateful. I am. And that's the truth. I wouldn't wish this upon anyone else. And if I could have chosen to not go through it, I would have chosen that. But since I didn't, and have gone through it so far, and I'm still here, and I feel better than ever. So I'm really grateful for so many things. I had to isolate myself. I didn't know what was going on for a long time also. I don't for sure know still all of the threads, I guess, but a few I know of that they have exposed you, or whomever, have exposed yourself so much. So, but I mean, there was a time that I didn't have a lot of clue, aside from being like attacked in various ways. So it also came about these whole shamanic initiations. I've talked about this before. It had been a period of quite long isolation, which is also a systematic thing, of course. I should have known to do that, as they do with a herd of, I don't know, they try to isolate someone to attack. That's like what they do in nature, and what some people do to others as well. So that's not a good choice if you are, if people are, I mean, if you see that that's not the way to go, because that's where they want you, to isolate you from others. So, anyways, it was a long period that I was really isolated, and I mean isolated in an extreme way, and yeah. And although it was not very good for me in a way physically, still, I mean, I didn't go out, didn't get sunshine, didn't get exercise or anything, you know. And that was going on for years, a couple of years. That I just thought, I wasn't afraid. I just thought that this is probably the best choice right now, to cool things down, and to, you know, also to cool myself down, because I was stressed. So I thought that, okay, for a while this is a good alternative as a choice, as opposed to going out and getting attacked, or harassed rather, attacked with harassment, let's say. So similar ways of having my phone numbers out there or so on, getting things, you know. I just tried to find a logical way to deal with whatever was going on, and without harming myself, and also to calm myself, to not scare myself more, you know. So it was not good physically for me at all, really not. but at the same time, it made me appreciate outdoors. Now when it's sunshine, can't almost stay indoors now. But also, yeah, it was this whole initiation time also for me. I had to go through those fears. I had to go through a lot of things to come out as I am now. Much stronger. And I wouldn't have chosen that. I would have been distracted and sidetracked by so many other things if I was not forced, although it was not their intent. And that's how I believe in the universe at large. I believe that there are many intents in the universe, and there are many who aren't all that meaning well and whatnot. But there is a greater, maybe you should call it plan, but there is a greater energy, I would call it that then. Don't know what to call it. That still governs this whole, it's just not random. And I'm not just saying that when positive things would happen to me, or it's easy to say when you come through something bad, then wow, everything is meant, and that's what you hear rich people saying, that law of attraction works awesome, and so everyone who do this gets a lot of money because they do have them. I'm not saying it's not working. I'm just saying that that's interesting, but I mean, it's more interesting. Maybe not more interesting to say that if you don't have it, but I mean, if you see and perceive that there is a purpose, that is a good purpose, that the universe act on your behalf, that is really a good place, and that goes for all of us. It's not like against someone else. It's just on our side, even if minor persons aren't, and so on. So I really truly think that nothing can happen unless it's allowed universally, when it's the exact right time for it to happen, even if it was not wished for. So to me, whenever it's my time to go or whatever happens, I'm fine. But I really love to stay here. I like it. But I'm absolutely okay with the other choice as well. So, yeah. I guess I'm a challenge somehow also. Both a challenge and not. Because I think those who want to harm me, those who want mean things towards me, they know I don't. So those who know me, at least, I think I provoke a lot of people, and I don't mean to do that. I'm so sorry if I do, but I'm just being honest. But I also think that it's very difficult for them to actually truly deeply really want to harm me, because they know that they know my love, they know my good heart. As they say with lions and so on, of course, they would eat you no matter what. So there are people out there who don't care shit about who you are, and they have their own agendas and their own principles or whatever it is, and they do what they. But I still think they are not the most powerful energies in the universe. They are truly not, and there are good forces, also human good forces that really want well or protect, and there are also those who. I mean, there is so much goodness here. It really is. It's so much beauty and so much goodness. So I think you are protected and embraced by it all the time, no matter what happens, actually. And we also came here to experience a lot of things. And I, for one, have been seeking a lot of things. Things that I kind of, in a way, must have known that this could not be a good path to go. But still I was too curious to not check it out. And yeah, so we are here to experience it, and no one gets out alive, as they say, but we do still live on. But I mean, yeah, to me the most important thing is to find forgiveness, to be compassionate and loving towards myself as well, not the least. And it's not easy. I mean, I get challenges in that case too. How to actually be forgiving. But still I am. I can reach that place, although I can get angry, like for a short, minor moment. And I have been very, very angry. Like, I have been, revengeful angry at that person I talked about before. The harm he caused me, I mean, with his physical abuse and so. I mean, it's not like I've been going around hoping to harm him. It had just been a thing where before, this is not now, long ago it is. But then when I thought about the things he did to me, I could like want to torture him, scare him to death and like torture him. That briefly, I mean, it could flash through my mind how I would want to really, really scare the shit out of him and harm him. Maybe to death, I wouldn't. Maybe it'd save him at the last minute, but maybe not, because then he might harm me back then again. No, I don't know, but these flashes have gone through my mind. And how to plan it. How could I fool him to like... I mean, that would be easy. It would have been, not now. I wouldn't want to now. But I mean, I even thought it through sometimes, how I would stage such a situation where I could harm him really, really, really bad, where he would not have no escape. Just for revenge for what he did to me. And I mean, that's not really something I'm like familiar with. I really don't think like that, and I usually think lovingly about him also. But it took some years after certain things had happened for me to... At first I wasn't. I was only terrified for, I guess, some years too. But then when I started to heal, I think it was when I started to heal, and that was what I was talking about. If I even said that, but what was happened when he talked to my, record telephone, when he said some message on the telephone, and I could play it up, and hear his voice. Yeah, when those old phones with, the same now with phones, but anyways, like more voicemail, like, and how I didn't want to confront him. Not that I didn't. I did say to him what I needed to say to him, but I screamed, like, not screamed, but I told him every shit I thought about him to the recorder. When I heard his voice, interrupted him and just went on about how, because I needed to get it out. Not that I needed him to hear it. I just needed to get it out, my aggression. And so I guess it was the same thing with these revenge feelings, but they were deep. And I didn't like them when they came up, but I also, I think it was part of healing, actually. I didn't invest energy into going into them, but they kind of popped up by themselves. And that I've been in fear before, that if someone pushed me, I mean, I have thought, what happens if someone pushed me a little bit further then? Because I know the rage that I can have. And I don't want that to explode to someone, especially someone it won't to someone innocent, such. But if this whole drop that make it, all that. Yeah. I've talked about this before. Why do I repeat it? But yeah. And I mean, I never thought I would could want anything bad in that way. But yeah, so it depends on what you are exposed to. And also I think about that now, in hindsight. I think this person have obviously people he loves, and everyone does. I wonder if they are scared. If they are scared for what would happen to others they love if the truth were told. If they actually, yeah, if the reality of the situations were shown or exposed. I wonder about that. If that's the reason why they push this on me. I guess so. I guess that's one of the answers. And I also wonder about those times far back. Actually. About things that happened then, but never mind. Okay, now I will actually go to this. I never get through this if I don't, so get on with it now. So let's see. Balloons. Now we're at that. What could that mean? That can be in celebration, happiness with family and friends. That should be welcomed, or maybe it could also be an air balloon and a possibility to journey or travel or change lifestyle. A balloon that doesn't have any air shows disappointment or a feeling of that you are disappointed or betrayed by a person you had expectations on, or someone who give a impression that they are competent but then they are incompetent and so on. Could it mean? It doesn't have to mean these things though. I mean, it's personal, the meanings it have for you, but if you learn certain basic concepts, that then you understand how you can read certain things that pop up in your dreams maybe or so on, if you don't see them with your eyes open. And if it's a celebration or so on, or like some sort of celebration, that it could mean like a solution of but money problems, or also sensual or sexual happiness. Oh, I want to see this now. And the need to enjoy life fully without being held back by the worry that the happiness won't last forever. And a vault in the bank could mean, if it's full of money, indicates that someone is, if someone is owe you money or services or so on, that they will soon be repaid. And if you owe money, then you will get unexpected money. So, and if it's empty, it shows that the bank you have now won't help you with a loan for a new project or so on. But if you ask, you will find someone who back you up. And if there is a robbery in a bank, it shows that you have been betrayed by a promise that had been broken, or a situation that didn't unfold as you wished it to or expected to. So speak about that. And it depends then. If you are a bank robber, maybe you have some other insights. I mean, it depends on your lifestyle and who you are and what those things obviously mean to you. So, but for most people, this would probably be something it could mean. Children could mean like someone in your life that is childish or demand attention, whatever age they are in. I'm so childish. Anyways, even if it's a good feeling, you need to delegate the responsibility and go back to a simpler life or lifestyle or life situation. And if you want children, that can mean that you become a parent in a quite near future. And sauna may indicate that you leave all problems behind you and can let go of the feeling of revenge also, or that justice is not served yet. It's a symbol for spiritual cleansing, often when you have decided to learn something and a course or some therapy or healing of sorts. It can also indicate that a chronic situation or disease or so on will be improved. And it also is a strong symbol for fruitfulness, and that promise passionate love and many kids. It might, I won't say that it always show that though. So, and then baby shows that all new creative projects will grow and become successful during the months or years to come, growing abundance and success. And if you try to become pregnant, of course, this can be an indication that you will have a kid. And mountains, tops of mountains, is a sign for that your dreams that you have fought for in months or years will be fulfilled, as in Tarot and everywhere where there are mountains. So ask for help with a difficult task or extra responsibility at home or at work. And if it's a chain of mountains, it is a chance to aim high, especially on your spiritual path, to work with angels or other dimensions, like to keep going at it, although the everyday work or what you go about seems very slow or difficult to handle for you. Just keep going. And if you think it's difficult to learn something, also keep on doing it, because you will not reach your goal. And raise yourself above the pettiness and above those who try to pull you down with their negativity. Improved health can it also show. And if you're famous or famousness is shown, so if you see someone famous person, you will get more luck or an approval of sorts, or meet an influential person that will serve you or your career. And if you see yourself as famous, it may mean that you should go on with a daring project that you have been hesitant about or held back a bit. So creatively in the career and personally, whether it is in any of those areas, because it will for sure become successful. A car represents ourselves while we move around in our daily life. So if you feel that it's you that are driving, you are in control of your life. And if it's a quick car, you want more attention. And if it's a family car, it talks about the family life is being important for you, or maybe that you want children. And an expensive car says that you are ambitious. A broken car shows fears of things that things can go wrong in your life between you or whomever it is that is with you in the car. And then bees, it's a sign of that you're winning, an event that you will succeed in. And also it shows good news that are coming around something regarding family, and also maybe weddings or pregnancy. A bee that it stings you, what does it say? I mean, what is the word you say if it stings you? Is that the word? It warns any ways for a possible evil attack or unjust criticism. And a bear have the need to create a family and a comfortable home, and also shows good news coming regarding something related to family, and maybe a wedding or no, that was the former one. Wait, let's see. That was the bees. The bears, the comfortable home, healing and magical powers, and also to be like wild in the struggle to overcome those who put you down, or those who bully you, or unjust things that are directed towards someone you love. Be fierce is like the advice. Lightning indicate a sudden opportunity or a solution to a problem you have had for a long time. If it's a building or especially a house that are struck by lightning, you should be careful about bothering influence from on teenagers or so on, from difficult neighbors that want to fight. And it could also indicate an exceeding ability to see into the future, especially then global things. And flowers, especially roses, is the foremost symbol for love and romance, and also health. So it's a really good thing if you see that. A bouquet will be shown if you have a secret admirer, or that you will soon have a gift. And if they are withering, do you say that? Dying flowers, it's time to leave the past behind you and move on. And those old times pen where you have ink, that did you know this, where you put it into this, you know what I mean? It shows some important communication in writing. Maybe you like when it comes to legal matters or authorities, and if it's spilled, the ink is spilled, it shows some doubt that should be cleared before you write your thoughts down, or emotions in letters or email and so on, that you may regret also that you've already sent. So, and an open book represents an opportunity through studies or exercise, even success in legal matters. If it's closed, that was an open book, and if it's closed, it can show that those who usually help you aren't available, or that you will come across some blocks when it comes to those legal or like bureaucrat, is that the word? Yeah, well, it will be some things in the way for you there. Or it may also indicate that someone have a secret that you need to find out. A whole pile of books is a sign of success in studies or exam, or it may mean that you get an answer that will discern like between, if you have any conflict, so it will be decided. And also, it can absolutely mean like just a thing, and you will know probably for yourself if you start to at least check into your dreams a little bit more. If it's a huge pile of books, maybe you have a huge pile of books and need to cleanse it. It can be like stuff like that, just random, like as it is. It doesn't even have to be very symbolic to understand sometimes. Or oftentimes it's also layers of understandings. It means one thing at the surface that is clear, but also underneath it means several other things. So, yeah. And the table is a sign of abundance, also to settle down, or that someone is coming back home again. And if it's food on the table, it shows unexpected but welcome visitors within a week, or a spontaneous celebration of sorts. And the bridge, uniting, even either in a marriage or a long relationship, or that you come together after an argument and can resolve the difficulties in lifestyle and opinions and so on, and move on to a higher level of spiritual awareness. It can also show that you find a new love at the other side of the ocean or waters, like the bridge. Yeah. And if there's a bride or groom, if you are not married, it shows romance or love that will be for a long time in your life. And if you have a partner, maybe you have to add some spark to reignite this relationship or the romance, especially if you both are busy and spend much time away from each other. And if it's a well, it's a universal symbol for life, health, and prosperity also, and fruitfulness, and the opening to the womb of Mother Earth. So a healing well shows that you within you have the ability to heal a situation or a person, and can connect to a deep source of wisdom that will create harmony in your life. It can also be a sign of great creativity in writing, poetry, also divination, prophecies, or some other art. And if it's dried out or abandoned, or it's polluted this well, it then expresses that it's a lack of life force, optimism, or creativity, maybe because of demands that are put onto you or on others. Or that others don't care. And bread is a symbol for abundance in most ways. Maybe not when I read this book about what harm it does, but I mean, it depends on what's going on in your life and your thoughts related to the subject. Of course, you have to think about that, but generally abundance, and to be taken care of, happiness in the home and the family and so on, and fruitful. A symbol for fruitfulness that shows luck. Every kind of abundance can also mean like fruitfulness in various ways in your life as well. And a bubble that floats in the air is a sign of tension, luck, and fun things are on their way in your life. And to see yourself capturing a bubble or so, tell that you feel powerless to prevent others from making mistakes that also involve you. A bubble that bursts shows the disappointment that you haven't gotten over. And Buddha or some other sacred figure shows increased spiritual or healing powers, or contact with older forms of wisdom and maybe previous lives on these places. It can be a sign that you have a very wise guide and should explore the traditional forms of this spirituality even more. And a cage indicates if it's a wild animal inside, it's a good sign that you will what is that? I can't figure the English word for it. That you will will deal with, we can call it harassments, or that others' anger is slowing down if it's caged, this wild animal. But it can also show real fear in a situation that seems to be under control, but they might explode. So, and a bird or a little animal in a cage often shows your own emotions that are trapped or pushed in, like in a corner, by some special situation or person or so. And if it's a bus, it's like daily routines, and maybe the feeling to be overloaded with the work or everyday routines. If it's a bus going far away bus, shows possible move or a change in home or in family life. And this symbol will be shown if someone mostly are at home, but you want to go out and work or so on. Then it could be that you are going to get some work. Yeah, it's on its way. And building shows the physical self, what sort of building it is, or what how it feels, so to speak, what its state is, can show emotions or wishes that are hidden. High buildings often shows fulfilled ambitions, and official buildings shows like bureaucracy, is that word, yeah? Or taxes, or legal matters that need to be cleared. And if it's burning in the building, it's a wish to get rid of something that holds you back, something that you feel guilty for unnecessarily. And if it's ruins, it means that you feel worthless and that others manipulate you. This could be the case. It can also mean like, in fact, you need to figure out for yourself what it means to you, though. And if it's a drawer, a half-open drawer, warn you to reveal a trust or a secret. That's somehow given you. If it's closed, it says that you should leave the past behind you. And if it's full, it shows the negative emotions flows over, maybe like stress, or it can be a minor disease or so. And an open drawer like that, when it's very neat, it's a sign of a stable situation and open communication. And if it's empty, it shows that whatever is promised, those assets or so on, may not come. And if it's a boat or ferry, it shows journeys or travel, like, or unexpected opportunities to vacations, or free time, new opportunities, new projects that will be successful, especially when it comes to love or creativity. And both that comes into the harbor shows a unexpected thing of a family member or old friend or lover or so. That you will succeed with things related to contacts that are on the other side of the sea, of the ocean. I wonder if I should go on and on for a little bit while longer. I think I will pause now and maybe do a little bit longer later. We will see. I wanted to get through this now, but I rambled for too long. Okay, we will talk soon, probably. I will talk soon anyways. Bye for now.